Alright, so the first Pokemon I want to talk about is Dustox, and as most of you know, it evolves from Cascoon, and its first attack, called Hazardous Scales, only requires 1 Psychic Energy, and it reads, "The defending Pokemon is now asleep, burned, and poisoned." So that's pretty devastating to a lot of Pokemon in the TCG right now. That'll help you take out a lot of EXs very quickly. No one really runs full heals, so that'll be hard for a lot of trainers to get over. Next card is Emolga. A lot of you probably heard of Emolga. Its first attack, Call for Family, requires 1 colorless energy. You can search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench, shuffle your deck afterwards. I believe Elgym has the same ability, or the same attack. I'm not 100% sure. Elgym might only be 1, but I think it's 2. But Emolga has a free retreat cost, which is pretty awesome. So you can use the attack, retreat so he doesn't get knocked out, and then use the Pokemon who you brought to your bench to fight for you. I know some people may be running this at the next Battle Roads. Personally, I don't think I will. I don't really have the room for it, but it's an interesting tech card. Third card I'd like to talk about is a really interesting card. I don't think anyone's really looked into this card. The only reason I did was because I played it in my deck today, and that card is Bibarel. Most of you probably thinking, wow, Bibarel, that sounds like a really sucky Pokemon, and it kind of is, but its first attack, Amnesia, does 40 damage for 3 colorless energies, and yeah, that's kind of a lot, but in a deck where you can switch around energies quickly like Hydreigon or Klinklang, that might be not a problem for you. You can do that in 1 turn easily after you get your Bibarel out and use his attack, but it's called Amnesia for a reason. Not only does it do 40 damage, but you get to choose one of the defending Pokemon's attacks, and that attack cannot be used during your opponent's next turn. So if you're going up against, let's say, a Ho-Oh EX, or a Sigilyph, or a Darkrai, all those Pokemon only have 1 attack. So if you can make them forget that 1 attack for 1 turn, they have to find another way to attack you that turn, or else they can't. So that's pretty awesome. I think it'll shut down a lot of a lot of opponents very quickly. They won't really know what to do, because if you only have like a Darkrai and a Hydreigon out, you're going to need to start powering up that Hydreigon, or else that Darkrai is just useless right now. So yeah, that's an interesting tech card. Hope to see it played, but it probably won't be. The 3 colorless energy cost is kind of a lot for that attack, but it has an amazing effect to it. Next card, Secret Rare Shiny Rayquaza. 120 HP. It's quite a lot for a card you can just slap down on the field and start donking. Its first attack for an electric energy does 40 damage, and you have to discard the top 2 cards of your deck. A lot of you, everyone's like, ew, 40 damage, not much. For 1 electric energy, I guess that's pretty good. More than we usually see, but if you think about it a little deeper than that, Rayquaza is a Dragon-type Pokemon, and all Dragon-type Pokemon are also weak to Dragon-type Pokemon. So this first attack will do 80 damage. That will knock out. Let's say I'm playing Darkrai Hydreigon, and I start out with a Dano. It has 60 HP. Let's say he doesn't have the electric energy to power up his Rayquaza. So I'm like, cool, I'm safe. I evolve to Zuelos. I'm still not safe though, because 80 damage, Zuelos has 80 HP. So this Rayquaza will be in a really interesting card to see played. I think it'll go very well in electric decks. If you're just going for that electric deck, turn 1 donk against, let's say, Altaria Garchomp, Hydreigon Darkrai. I think it could really help for electric decks. Next card is Golurk. Golurk is only a pretty cool card, I guess, in certain situations. Has 130 HP, not too much. Something as big as Golurk, you'd think it'd have a little more. But its first attack, Devolution Punch, or Devolution Punch. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's just go with Devolution Punch. For a Psychic and 2 colorless energy, it does 60 damage, and you devolve the defending Pokemon and put the highest stage evolution card on it into your opponent's hand. So let's say, again, I'm playing Hydreigon Darkrai. I slap down my Dano. My opponent goes, they slap down a Golett and end their turn. I go Rare Candy Hydreigon. Rare Candy Hydreigon. No Zuelos. Just didn't have it, but I had the Rare Candy and Hydreigon. Go into that. My opponent goes. So I use up my Rare Candy. It's in my discard pile. My opponent gets their Golurk powered up somehow in one turn, which is not possible, I don't think. Actually, yeah, it is. If you're playing Eel Trick, yeah, it is possible, but very unlikely. Let's just say they do, though. They would go Devolution Punch, your Hydreigon goes back to your hand, and you're stuck with a Dano back there. So, and actually that would knock him out, too, because it has 60 HP. So that's really awesome attack. Again, unfortunately, I don't think this card will be played very much. 3 energy cost is kind of high for only to do 60 damage, and with a lot of EXs, all the people are playing, not many people will be actually be playing stage 2 or stage 1 or stage 2 cards. We should see a little more of stage 1 and stage 2 Pokemon in this format with Hydreigons, Garchomps, and Alterias. It won't be completely EX based, but it'll still be a lot of EXs out there. But yeah, Golurk, if you have a lot of Garchomps, Alterias, Hydreigons in your area, is definitely a good card to try out. So next card is Gothitelle. Again, 130 HP. It's a stage 2 Pokemon. Pretty hard to get out, but its first attack is amazing. It's called Doom Decree. For a Psychic and colorless energy, you flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, the defending Pokemon is knocked out. Doesn't matter how much HP they have left, how many Eviolites they have on it, how many... Nothing. It's just straight up knocked out. So that's epic. You combine Gothitelle with Victini or Fliptini, and you've got multiple chances to knock out your opponent. That's pretty awesome. Let's say it takes them a couple turns. Let's say they're playing Ho-Oh EX. Most people probably wouldn't. Takes them a good 4 turns to power it up, like till it can start knocking out anything. And you just go Doom Decree, double heads, boom. They just got set back so many turns. I think this will be a really interesting card. Again, don't think it'll be played. Most people like to stick to their general cards, and I do. I'm one of them. But yeah, it's a really awesome card. Next card, Shedinja. Most of you probably already know this. It evolves from Nincada, 60 HP. Its ability, if this Pokemon is knocked out, your opponent can't take any prizes for it. So it's a really good stall card. Makes your opponent technically get set back a turn. I have a personal friend who is running a deck with Venusaur, Shedinja, and Giratina. So what they do is they evolve into their Giratina, use Giratina's, they evolve into a Venusaur, use the Venusaur's ability to get out their Ninkadas and Shedinjas. Then they get out a Giratina with an EXP share, and they use up their Shedinjas and keep EXP sharing to a Giratina. So by the time you're done like knocking out all these other little Shedinjas, you've got a fully powered Giratina to deal with. So it's a pretty cool idea. Kind of slow deck, but still pretty fun. One of the last cards I'm going to talk about is Ninetales. It's mainly played only for its ability, but its ability is called Bright Look, and it reads, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, so you have to have a Vulpix down already, and you have to evolve into a Ninetales. You may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. So it's essentially a Pokemon catcher, but in ability. So you go Vulpix, next turn, Ninetales, you catcher up one of their Pokemon. And yeah, I've heard this card being, you can play this with Amoonguss, and it'll do pretty well. And okay, let's see how many more I have. Okay, 2 more cards. This one, Melodic. For 1 water energy, you do an attack called Clear Search, and you get to search your deck up for any 3 cards and put them into your hand. That is amazing. Any 3 cards you can think of, you can get more Feebas and more Melodics if you want to. This attack can help you in essentially any deck you want. If you're running a water deck, it's even more powerful. Next format after Cold Flare and Freeze Bolt come out, there will be Blastoise, who will be an energy accelerator for water types. So I'm pretty sure water types will be coming back, and it's pretty likely that Melodic will be part of them, because you can use Melodic to search out for your Blastoise to set you up for all your energy accelerations you want to do. This card will be really awesome next set, in my opinion. Last card I'm going to talk about is Beautifly. For 1 grass energy, you can use an attack called Triple Energy. And what it says is search your deck for 3 different types of basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So this combined with Ho-Oh EX, didn't want to really go over EXs in this video because most of you probably already know what they do. But just in case if you don't know what Ho-Oh does, I have it in front of me, I'll read it. For Rainbow Burn does 20 damage plus more. You have to have at least 3 colorless, and it reads, this does 20 more damage for each different type of basic energy attached to this Pokemon. So, like, let's say you go Beautifly. Beautifly is 120 HP, so you should be able to get at least 2 triple energies off, which is a total of 6 energy onto Ho-Oh EX. After that, Ho-Oh EX will be doing 20 in about 2 turns of Beautifly doing triple energy twice. That's 6 damage, 6 energies onto him, plus your 1 for each turn, so that's another 2, 8 onto it. That's plus the 20 it already does. That's 100 damage that Ho-Oh EX can be doing in 2 turns combined with Beautifly, let alone having more energy acceleration from any other tech cards you want, such as Emboar and Eeltrick, and Ho-Oh EX can be doing some devastating plays. So yep, those are some cards that maybe you have overlooked or maybe haven't even seen yet that you may want to put into consideration when building a deck for this new format. I really like the cards in this set. It should be really awesome to play at the next Battle Road, seeing all these new cards coming out and all these new dragon types to play with. So anyways guys, stay tuned for my next pre-release video. I will be going to 1 more Dragon Exalted pre-release, so hopefully I get some better pulls in that one like I did not today. Anyway guys, subscribe and peace.